What up, YouTube? Ed coming back with a mail day recap video. I hope everyone out there is doing well. The Phillies show is this weekend in Oaks, Pennsylvania. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at the Greater Philadelphia Convention Center. Really looking forward to that. Very hyped up for the Phillies show. I think it's going to be one of the busiest all-time Phillies shows that we have ever seen. The March shows are usually the busiest, but then you add that pretty much the entire Eagles team is going to be there doing photographs and autographs. And with the Eagles winning the Super Bowl, it's just going to be wall-to-wall Eagles. It's going to be a complete Eagles takeover of the Phillies show, as it should be, to honor and celebrate this team that's done so much for the city. So really looking forward to that. The hype is through the roof. And I think the only downside is it's probably going to be, you're probably going to have to park a couple miles away to get into the convention center, because that parking is going to fill up very quickly. So if you are going to the show, I highly recommend getting there super early, maybe even an hour before opening, just so you can get a decent parking spot. But I will be there on Friday and Sunday. Not going to be able to make the show on Saturday, but really looking forward to catching up with friends who are traveling in for the show, and just having a great time going around, interacting with the dealers, seeing what's hot, and trying to find some cards for the collection. Speaking of finding cards for the collection, picked up a couple cards for the Phillies PC, so going to show those off now. The first one here is from Skybox Thunder. This is a trip down memory lane for me, adding a lot of 90s Phillies legends into the collection. This one is numbered out of 150 from Skybox Thunder. One of my favorite first basemen growing up. This guy used to do commercials for the Phillies for season tickets as Rocky, but this is Rico Brogna. Awesome first baseman for the Phillies. Really good defenseman. Solid offensively. Had decent power numbers. As you can see there on the back at the bottom, it's numbered out of 150. So really tough pulls back in the day. I believe, I could be wrong, I think Rico was the first ever player to hit a home run at Coors Field. Again, I might be wrong about that, but if my memory is correct, I believe he owns that distinction. And then he has the 50th anniversary patch there on his shoulder, on his sleeve. So, really cool. Next is another 90s Philly that I often talk about with Reese, ND Card Ranger, and I also talk about with Mike O. This guy wasn't good at all, kind of a notorious Philly, but this is a cool insert from Fleer Ultra. This is the Platinum Medallion Edition die cut of Desi Relaford. So again, these cards are pretty tough. Don't pop up often. But found this in a search. This one's numbered out of 50. The Platinum Medallion Edition, 48 out of 50. So just some cool mid to late 90s pickups, inserts of some Phillies for the collection. This one is pretty funny. My brother saw this one when I opened it, and he's like, why would you buy a certified autograph card of that shitbag? And I just told him, like, it's a cool piece. I got it for under... I had to justify the purchase to him, because he's like, he was terrible. Why would you buy that? And I'm like, dude, he was he was the main piece that the Phillies got from the Arizona Diamondbacks for Curt Schilling. So kind of that tie to Phillies history, but this guy definitely had a disappointing career, but he wasn't awful. But this is a PSA DNA certified autograph card of Travis Lee. So got that for under the price it would cost to get it encapsulated by PSA DNA. So figured I add that into the collection. And yes, he was the main piece that the Phillies received from the Arizona Diamondbacks when they traded away Kurt Schilling, Travis Lee, and Omar Dahl they got in return. Travis Lee, incredible defensive first baseman, but just offensively wasn't the best. But he still had a pretty decent career. So Travis Lee. And the final card here is a non-sports pickup. I did a little short yesterday on this particular card, but this is from 1999 Card Ass Masters. This is the Mobile Suit Gundam Illustration Masters Collection. And I'm a huge fan of Mobile Suit Gundam. I've done a couple videos up on the channel doing some unboxings years ago. I'm talking back in like 2018, 2017 of some collector's edition Blu-rays. But it's a landmark anime series that came out in 1979 and kind of changed the whole robot genre of Japanese anime, and launched a franchise that's still going today from 1979. So still has a lot of spin-off series. I would argue it's kind of Japan's version of maybe like Star Wars in terms of popularity. An incredibly popular series and franchise over in Japan. It's been successful over here in North America as well. The original series, Mobile Suit Gundam, aired on Toonami back in 2001. And as a kid, I remember watching the series. But it was pulled in 2001. It was pulled off the air because of 9/11. And it was pulled off the air because of the show is a realistic take on war, and kind of a commentary on the evils of war. But yeah, this picture here is of Amuro Ray in the cockpit of the Gundam facing off against Char. And you can see some Zaku's there back in the background. So just a really, really cool card with some really cool artwork. But yeah, big fan of Gundam. I tried submitting some cards actually to PSA. I want to say back in 2019 of several Gundam cards, and they, even though I had the proper identification for these cards, they wouldn't grade them. I think because they weren't even in their system. But now it seems like since PSA's kind of made more of a push, I know they have an office in Japan. They've been grading a lot more anime cards like Evangelion and One Piece and Naruto. They have been focusing on a lot of different Gundam cards, so it's cool to see those getting graded as well. So that's all I got for you guys. I appreciate you watching the video. Again, can't wait for the Philly show, and hope everyone out there is doing well. So take care, have a great one. Peace. Go Birds.